Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another HD broadcast, and today we are going to be looking at a game between Socke and BratOK, and it is going to be here on Metalopolis, which means it is going to be a Protoss versus Terran, and this is one of those matchups that I don't think I've done in quite a while either, so I'm really excited to be seeing this game. It is going to be on this map that we already saw an epic battle between tons of people from the OGS as well as Prime gaming clans in South Korea. And so I thought, you know what, I've been doing so many games of the Asian players, why not go back and go ahead and do some of the games from North America and from Europe. So this is going to be on the European servers. Once again, it is BratOK controlling the yellow Terrans, and as you guys know, BratOK, one of the top premier Starcraft 2 Terran players, really one of the best in the world, and his opponent gonna be Socke. And one little interesting point I should make is I did meet Socke at MLG Raleigh, North Carolina, and when I talked to him, I had to ask him the one essential, quintessential question. How, Socke, how do you pronounce your name? Because a lot of people will say Socke, and some will say Socke, and then there's like a huge debate and people are raging back and forth, and the answer, believe it or not, is Socke. So I don't know if I can actually pronounce it that way when I'm casting, because I actually had to rehearse that like 4 or 5 times before this game just to get it right. So I think I'll just continue calling him Socke for now, and I will bear the burden of all the hatred if any of the players out there are, or any of the people out there have any problems with that. But anyways, BratOK here gonna be playing the Terran player over here at the 2 o'clock position. Looks like Socke gonna bring his probe in there just to be annoying, as all good Protoss players do. Harass that SCV, try to kill off the SCV, building the barracks, and BratOK here is getting his gas down right after the barracks as well. Relatively standard opening here for our Terran player. And one thing that Socke does well, of course, is keeping that probe alive until the shields have drained and then running it out of the way. Let those shields recharge and then go back to work on the SCVs. And really, there's not much that a Terran player can do about that. They do have to keep one SCV on the probe until their Marine comes out. They're pretty much helpless to the lone probe. And meanwhile, back in Socke's base, he is getting a relatively standard opening, getting that second gas down after the cybernetics core. He's going to have a lot of gas, and we'll see what kind of tech route he decides to go for with that. BratOK going to start pounding away on the pylon, and it looks like the probe, meanwhile, has been chased out by the Marine. So BratOK here is going to push out with his Marine. Oh, he is going to try to get off this scouting probe, not going to be able to control it and pick it off in time. If he had attack move that, he might have been able to, but I guess he was busy controlling this SCV here inside Socke's base. We can see on the production tab, the Terran player BratOK is getting a factory down. He's getting his second refinery as well. I'd like to see what he's going to get out after this factory. Is he going to commit to more mechanized units against the Protoss player, or is he going to go for a fast starport? He is getting that gas down, the second gas, and we'll see what kind of technology he opts to go for. Meanwhile, Socke here getting warp gate down, and he's also getting a stargate, so he is going to try to go for fast void rays or Phoenix, and he's tucked the stargate away in the corner of his base. I don't think that BratOK has seen this. No, he has not. He still doesn't know what the Protoss player is up to, and of course Socke's going to keep this stalker right here on the ramp to ward off any kind of scouting SCV that tries to run in the base. So great play so far from Socke. We'll see what this Stargate can do, but you guys can see, meanwhile for BratOK, he's gotten a Stargate down, so he's opened 1-1-1 against the Protoss player, and 1-1-1 is great against a Stargate opening because BratOK can get out the Vikings that he needs to deal with any kind of Void Rays or Phoenix. Looks like it is going to be Phoenix coming out of the Stargate. And BratOK should be relatively okay. He is getting a tech lab down, so he's going to try to get a Banshee out with this first starport, but unfortunately the Banshee is going to fall to the Phoenix, which is currently being chrono boosted out, and there is the Banshee on the way. And as soon as BratOK sees that Banshee, or that Phoenix, he's probably going to stop production of air units, or at least try to get some Vikings to deal with the Phoenix. Meanwhile, his front door being fortified with a bunker and a supply depot. The Phoenix has come overhead, and it looks like BratOK has seen that. He's still researching Cloak anyways, so this is going to force the Protoss player to get something to deal with the Cloak, probably an observer, obviously. And Socke here is just scouting the Terran main. He sees exactly what is going on. He sees the tech lab down on that starport, and he knows right now that there is going to be a Banshee on the way. He's just waiting to confirm that Banshee when it arrives, but it looks like the Marines are going to push that away. BratOK here has also thrown up an engineering bay, and he's going to try to get some turrets up to deal with mass Phoenix, but it looks like Socke not going to commit to any more Phoenix, going to get a robotics facility down so that it can get observers out to spot the Banshees, but BratOK is not being aggressive with the Banshees. So at this point in the game, ladies and gentlemen, both players playing pretty cautiously. Neither has committed to any kind of an attack. The Protoss player Socke has gotten all the scouting information he needs, and BratOK here is going to get Ravens out after that first Banshee, and a Raven, of course, is immensely powerful against Stalkers. Oh, we have a Graviton beam being used there on the SCV before it could get to the Watchtower. But what I wanted to say is PDD is so good against Stalkers. It just blocks so many attacks. It is so powerful. So look for BratOK to abuse that point defense drone. I think he might even try to get some upgrades for his Ravens as well. That could be very useful. But meanwhile, BratOK is converting now, transitioning from this starport opening. You guys all see one barracks, one factory, one starport, and now is converting into mass bio. He's getting 3 barracks. He's gonna pump out a ton of Marines, possibly get some Marauders as well, as he's got this tech lab down. Look for him to get some researches for his Marines. And he's going to commit to Marines Marauders, heavy Marines for now to deal with the Phoenix. Meanwhile, back at Socke's base, he's gotten 2 more gateways down. He's getting Zealot leg charge for his ground forces. He's looking to secure this expansion as well, and of course start to boost up his income. 3 Phoenixes still in the air for Socke, who still controls, still has air superiority even over the Terran airspace. BratOK still doesn't really have an answer for that, still contained inside his base, and obviously doesn't want to lose any of his SCVs. One SCV getting picked off there by Socke's Graviton beam, and BratOK's just scrambling his Marines to deal with the Phoenixes. And right now, luckily for him, he's only got 1 base to cover, but when he gets that second base down, he's gonna need missile turrets, and you guys can see he is starting to get 1 missile turret up to deal with the Phoenix. He's also got a dropship out to help mobilize and bolster his Marine forces. What kind of upgrades is he getting? He's getting Stim Pack right now, which signals that he is going to try to be aggressive in the next couple of moments. He's canceled that bunker, salvaged it rather, and he is going to push forward. Now is the Terran's time to shine, and what can Socke do? He's got to be careful, doesn't want to lose these Phoenixes to those Marines, and he is going to go straight for the mineral line, but the missile turret here is going to ward away all these Phoenixes and prevent the Phoenixes from lifting off and killing off too many SCVs. 37 harvesters for Socke right now, who's slightly ahead in terms of income. He's also now just secured that natural expansion, and the scan goes down, so BratOK knows that he's got this window of opportunity to go forward and make an attack. He doesn't really want to stay in base too long because the Protoss player now is securing that natural expansion. Saturation starting to pick up, and I think BratOK might just be waiting for shields